Welcome back to the DFS Special. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the list. You got 150 entries, and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your Snowflake. I'm here at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scoring all them points over there? Player of the night.
Get him in your lineups. Get him in there, and let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300. What's up? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the DFS Sweatshop. Of course, I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Big shout out to the homies tonight. Not only is the YouTube fam on deck, not only do I have the homies for the YouTube fam here, I've got some very special guests tonight, folks. I have the entire DFS Sweatshop VIP. Yo, much love and appreciation to all of you. The Iceman just entered the room. Shout out to the big homie, the Iceman. Yo, I'm going to get you on next week. Iceman, I'm going to get you on next week for sure. I got some texts coming out. Looking at my internet cables and all that good shit, and they're gonna lay down some fiber optic shit to really like set it off. So hopefully that'll be good to go, and we can get back to our regularly formatting shows. So I am here today to break down the NFL slate here. Yo, Jared Bell says great night, 309.25. That was that FanDuel, DraftKings. Good night for the homie, man. Played very light NBA, threw one lineup in, didn't really do very well. Yo, NBA was brutal for me this week. With the injuries and the ejections, it was a brutal NBA week. I won like $500 last week, and I gave back almost 200 of that already this week between both sites. So hopefully this next week can pick up, man. I can keep it going, because it was sweet. Week before last was sweet. This week, not so much. So NFL is here, man, and we are about to jump in and really get into some NFL stuff. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Tonight, the wife and I, we went and hit up the little the marriage counseling joint, man. It was good. It was good. It was like a little banquet where we got to ask questions, and the panel was there, and we got to see marriage 40 years down the line. And guess what? Them people had some of the same damn struggles that me and my wife have with our little piddly 4 years of marriage, and it made us feel kind of small and insignificant. And we know that we gotta stick together, we gotta love each other, blah, 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 all that other shit. But it was good, man. I had a really good time, and she was beautiful, and I'm sure I was very handsome, and we had a very, very great night. We took pictures, which you're probably gonna see on Facebook at some point, but it was dope. You guys still doing the Facebook group? I got a new Facebook. Any chance I can join back? Yes, you can join back. You go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com. Upon your paid subscription, I will welcome you into the very best Facebook group online. So let's go ahead, chop it up, man. We're going to be working from RotoQL. As you know, this is my go-to site. This is the site that I use for all things daily fantasy. So we're going to pop this open, take a look game by game. Then I'm going to close the curtain. And then me and the homies in the VIP, man, we're going to go and we're going to build up some lines tonight. Because see, what I'd like to do, man, and NFL, man, I approach NFL very similar to the way I approached MLB. And some of you, Jeremy, what's up, big homie? Some of you, if you were around during MLB, what I would like to do is I'd like to find the game that I think the most points are going to be scored and just try to stack as many of the guys that are going to be on the winning side of that. For me, that's what I would do. And of course, in NFL, we go a step further because we like a game. If we think a game is going to score a lot of points, we stack on one side and then grab another piece on the other side and try to get the most out of that. So I'm going to go through my top 5 quarterback plays, which are going to be like the trees with branches, and the branches are going to be the guys that I'm stacking them with. the running back, the wide receiver, or the tight end, or all of the above, or two, or whatever, right? But we're going to do that in the VIP behind the curtain. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. First game we got is going to be the Minnesota Vikings going to Atlanta to take on the Falcons here. This is surprisingly is a 47-point total. Both of these teams have been defensively sound for the better part of the season. But you look at Case Keenum going into Atlanta. You got to think Atlanta's going to want to defend that home turf, Mercedes-Benz Field. Automatically, I like the discount that you get with Matt Ryan, but just against that Minnesota defense, man, he's not a guy that I absolutely love. I do get the reasoning for playing him. We know we're going to get Devontae Freeman back. He's at 5.7. Is any word on Devontae Freeman and his carries? Because if he is back and going to be getting all the carries, he's good to go. Then that's somebody who I think people are going to shy away from. Falcons coach Doug Marrone, Dan Quinn said Freeman won't face any limitations Sunday versus the Vikings. He in his return from a 2-game absence to concussion. So you're getting a tremendous discount. You're getting a tremendous discount on Devontae Freeman, man, a guy that is a straight stud, and we've seen him points last year being 8, 9K in salary in some spots. So do we think that we can use him? Most people are not. I think we can. I love the discount at 5.7. So he's definitely a guy that I am going to be considering. Not really loving Matt Ryan, so I'm not really on Julio as much this week. I mean, off of that huge week that he had. No true fault for Falcons. Diggs and Thielen could have good games. Diggs in particular could have a good game. I was definitely, I'm definitely in agreement with you on that one. And I'll be looking at not only Diggs and Thielen, but I'm going to be looking at Case Keenum in some spots too. So we have Jerick McKinnon at 5.1. With some of the running back value that we do have on the slate, and the fact that him and Latavius Murray have kind of been sharing or taking turns having pretty good games, they're like a cheaper, not as good version of the Saints running backs. Like I don't ever see both of these cats doing what the Saints running backs have been doing. So that's why my enthusiasm for them is kind of at a standstill. But I do see the value in grabbing some Jerick McKinnon maybe at 5.1. But like I said, Adams, Thielen, and Stephon Diggs. Diggs really is the one that I would like the most because he is priced $1,300 cheaper than Thielen here. So Diggs is the guy that I would definitely want to take a look at. And even Kyle Rudolph at 4.5 looks to be a tight end play that you could use. So this kind of shaping up. Like I could stack this with Devontae Freeman being a pass catching back. I could stack some Minnesota guys and then grab some Devontae Freeman on the other side and still feel good about that one. So love Devontae Freeman being so cheap. I love that. That is gold. That Devontae Freeman is that cheap. Some secondary guys that I might want to look at in this Atlanta offense is going to be Mohamed Sanu at 5.6. I just don't want to climb that ladder and pay up 8.6 for Julio Jones in a minus matchup, in my opinion, against the Minnesota Vikings. So the next game we got is going to be the Detroit Lions going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. And I got to tell you, right off the bat, the Ravens is a defense that I kind of like this week. Now, we know Matt Stafford is a gunslinger, and he can go out and post some points. It's a 43.5 point total, which I kind of agree with. We've got them scheduled to score 20.3 points, the Detroit Lions, that is. But I still kind of like this Baltimore defense, man. They've been playing quite well as of late, and I definitely think that they're going to be in play for me here. That's going to force me to look at some of the running backs here. You look at Alex Collins, who is questionable at 4.5. Danny Woodhead at 4.4. We do still have Terrence West here. And that's sort of a three-headed monster that I really don't want to touch. But I do like the Ravens as a defense here. I think they're definitely in play, as well as Benjamin Watson as a tight end at 3.1. No Joe Flacco for me. Even though he's cheap as shit, and this is not a very great defense against quarterbacks, I still don't want to play Joe Flacco. Might want to look at some Mike Wallace, bro. He is so cheap at 4K. That looks to be usable. Jeremy Maclin, not too far behind him at 4.7, is a guy that you may want to take a look at. On the other side, since I like the Ravens defense, I'm not too big on any of the Detroit Lions, but you look at Matt Stafford at that discount at 5.8. That's going to make him playable to a lot of cats. And I don't love how Marvin Jones is going up to 6K. I'm not really a big fan of that. I'm really not. Remember what the Vikings did to them on Turkey Day? We're talking about, okay. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. Eric Ebron at 3K, not a big fan here. I really don't want Detroit guys. I can fade that shit. I don't need them. Next game we got is going to be the New England Patriots going to Buffalo to take on the Bills. And I penciled Tyrod Taylor in here for 18 points. We know that the New England Patriots have been one of the best teams in the league if you wanted to play a quarterback to stream against them. You know what I'm saying? Is Tyrod Taylor that guy? Can he get 18 points? I think so. He should be able to get 18 points against Buffalo, and that's going to make him playable to me. I also like LaShawn McCoy at 7.6. Love him, actually. Anytime he's priced that cheaply, let me mark him down as a player that I definitely do want to take advantage of. Then you got Zay Jones at 4.6. Looks to be usable here. Charles Clay should be starting, but I don't love him at 4.1. Jordan Matthews is a no for me. Deontay Thompson, no. I don't like that at all. On the other side, Tom Brady, pick your running back. Nobody wanted to play Gronk last week, and he went the fuck off. That could very well happen again, bro. That could very well happen again. Gronk is in play for me at 7.3. Even though Kelsey is there, but Gronk's still going to be in play for me. Brandon Cook, 7.7. Looks to be a guy that you can play. If we get the New England Patriots running back situation right, like, we're good. And I think Rex Burkhead, is squarely in play at 5K. I kind of like Burkhead here. Baltimore have not faced a real starter in weeks. Cooks and Gronk are in great spots coming from the Iceman, Ronald Coley. I definitely can agree with that. Yo, let me know if you like Burkhead. Give me a like if you like Burkhead. What do you think about Burkhead? Because I think I kind of like him. If I had to choose between Burkhead and Deion Lewis, I would choose Burkhead. I would. Next game we got is going to be the San Francisco 49ers going to Chicago to take on the Bears. I really wish I had the Iceman. I really wish I had the Iceman on this one, because these are his Bears. And I've got a sneaky suspicion that I do like Mitchell Trubisky this week. He is 4.5. I think he can get me, 15 to 20 points maybe. I think that's kind of ambitious. He has not scored that much yet this year. His highest score is 13. 15. 5 last week. Do you want to play the 49er defense against Trubisky? I don't think so, bro. Garoppolo homecoming game. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to play that. But, yo, I like Chicago as a defense, though. I think Chicago is playable. I like Chicago defense, and I like Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard at 6.5. Bears defense at 3.5. I kind of like that. And Hyde on the other side, it definitely looks to be playable at 5.9, most definitely. And the problem is, if you like Jimmy Garoppolo, like, who do you pair him with? Like, do you play him naked? Or, do you think you can grab some Marquise Goodwin, who I don't really love in this spot? Yeah, I like Howard, bro. I really do. I think Howard is in a really solid spot. If you can go Howard and Devontae Freeman and be lit. You know what I'm saying? You can go Howard, Freeman, and be lit. I can definitely get behind that. Yeah, Howard, Freeman look pretty good to me. Next game we got. I highlighted. No, I didn't highlight Trubisky. Okay, good. Well, okay, I highlight Trubisky, and nah, I'm not doing that. Maybe some Tariq Coleman at 3.7. Nah, Jordan Howard. That's it. The 49ers has given up over 100 yards to even normal backs. Next game we got is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Green Bay to the frozen tundra to take on the Green Bay Packers here. We've got, this says Ryan Fitzpatrick, but that is not who's going to be quarterbacking. We're going to get Jameis Winston. The guy is definitely in play. I think what's the price on Winston on DK? I think Winston is cheap as shit on DK. Somebody give me a price on Winston on DK. He's very cheap, and I do like him. So we're gonna get Jaquiz Rodgers. We're gonna get Charles Sims here. I think Quiz could be a play if you want to get there. But I would much rather play like Mike Evans and maybe some Deshaun Jackson at 4.7. He had a questionable tag, but he's gonna be playing. Cameron Brate down here 2.9 looks to be playable. 5'6". Yeah, he's 5'6". Yeah, so Winston is in play. I don't think they would roll him out there if his shoulder was like really in danger. Like, it's just, I know it's his throwing shoulder, but I don't think they would roll him out there if he was really like in trouble. Then we got Brett Hundley at 5.1. Hundley had a really solid game last week against the Steelers, man. And, could he recreate that against a worse defense? If DFS is DFS, he probably won't. He's in a good spot. He should do better than he did last week. But this is DFS, and it's not going to happen, probably. It's probably not going to happen. So I do not want any of the Brett Hundley. Jamal Williams does look nice to me at 4.7. This is the 21st ranked defense against the run. He's most certainly a guy that we can use. Devontae Adams at 6.5. He should be kind of popular, and this is like the worst team in the league against the pass, so I think you can use him. So does that put Hundley in play as a cheap stack with Hundley, Jamal Williams, and Devontae Adams? Does that put him in play? Does that put him in play? And you got Jordy Nelson, Randall Carter. These guys are cheap as shit. Does that put him in play? I'm going to highlight Brett Hundley. I mean, it's a 45-point total with only a 2.5 differential in favor of the Green Bay Packers. So, you know, maybe that could be a solid. Maybe he's trending up. So we're going to take a look at that. Next game we got is going to be the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right off the bat, of course, the Jags defense jumps out to me. This is one of the best defenses in the league. We look at Leonard Fournette, because anytime I've got Winston is playing. Yeah, anytime I've got a defense that I really like, I look to the running game, because if I'm right about this defense playing well, that means the running game should be in gear as well. So we've got Leonard Fournette, and I'm going to take a look at what he's done over the last couple. Quite underwhelming. 7, 16, 6.6, 24.8. He had a nagging injury that I think he should be over and done with, so I am going to highlight Fournette as a play. Blake Bortles, is he going to have to throw the ball around the yard? Probably not in this matchup. Frank Gore does interest me at 3.8. He gets better than half of the snaps and is the 18th ranked defense against the run, so I definitely think that he can be in play. I'm always looking for an excuse, a reason to play T.Y. Hilton, but bro, this is probably the best team in the league against wide receivers, against the pass for that matter, so I don't really want to go there. The next game we got is going to be the Denver Broncos going to Miami to take on the Dolphins here. The Denver defense is clearly in play. 3K for them. I kind of like them in the spot. I think Devontae Booker is easily in play at 4.1. People went to him last week. He was the chalk last week, and I think we were a day early on Devontae Booker. So I kind of like him. Trevor Siemian is a guy that's going to look to his first read, which in most cases should be Virgil Green, the tight end. I think he's a very cheap option at 2.5 if you wanted to pay down at the tight end spot to pay up somewhere else. Emmanuel Sanders at 4.9. That is so cheap to get Emmanuel Sanders. So that puts Trevor Siemian in play. Whenever you got a couple of guys like that I think I'm able to use, it puts him in play. I know it's not this game, but McKinnon homecoming game against the Falcons D that gives it up to receiving backs. That's coming from the homie Sean Robinson. On the other side, Jay Cutler, no, I don't want anything to do with that. No, I don't want to play anybody from Miami, actually. And remember, this is a game without Aqib Talib. Sanders is cheap as shit. Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders is 4.9. That's cheap, bro. That is cheap. Coming off of that injury. Simeon Sanders and the defense. It's coming from the homie Jeremy Ladd, who is a resident Denver Broncos fan. So I get that. Next game we got is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs going to MetLife to take on the New York Jets. We got Alex Smith priced down to 5.9. Pretty substandard New York Jets defense, man. They're giving up to the quarterback position. Kareem Hunt, who is at a dream price. Yo, 7-8 weeks ago, if I told you can get Kareem Hunt at 6.9, you're all over him. But he has not been playing very well recently. Then we've got the news that Sharkhandrick West is not going to be playing. So that brings in Akeem Hunt. I don't know if he's his brother. He's any relation. I don't think so. Do we see Akeem Hunt getting a lot of carries in this spot? Or do we see Kareem Hunt, dominating in the backfield? I think we can. I think we can see that. And at 6.9, I'm gonna take a look at him. I'm gonna take a look at him. Hunt reminds me of how we've been doing with Julio. Remember how we was like playing Julio. This is the week. This is the Julio week. This is the Julio week. And so many people got off of him and didn't play him last week, and he went the fuck off. So Kareem Hunt is going to be in play for me some this week, as is Tyreek Hill at 6.7. Travis Kelce, probably one of my favorite tight ends on the board. I do like him. Chief defense, not a big fan of that. Josh McCown at 5.5 looks to be in play for me as well. We know Matt Forte is coming in questionable. If he's going to start at 4K, I think he's somebody that we must look at. Robbie Anderson has been tearing it up, and this is one of the worst teams in the league against wide receivers, man, especially number ones. So that's going to put Robbie Anderson squarely in play for us at 6.3. Next game we got is going to be the Houston Texans going to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Marcus Mariota, man, 6.2. Can we finally see a solid game from Marcus Mariota? It's been quite some time. I'm coming off of a 9-point fantasy game against the Indianapolis Colts, who were not very good against quarterbacks. We've got 21 against Pittsburgh, 18-16. So over the last 4 games, the floor has not been very high. I think he goes under-owned, and he should go under-owned. I think he does go under-owned, and he does. People are not going to be on him, but he's a guy I'm going to take a look at him. Maybe some Corey Davis here. DeMarco Murray could be a play that we look to. Delaney Walker at 5.6 is a tight end we've definitely got to consider this week. On the other side, well, and actually the Titans D too, because Tom Savage sucks. Tom Savage sucks. Now, DeAndre Hopkins at 7.3 could be a guy that we could consider here. And that's going to be it for me. They're going to force feed him the ball against secondary he torches annually. Yeah, nuke. Yeah, nuke. The next game we got is the Cleveland Browns going to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. 44-point total. We've got a 13.5-point differential here. 13.5-point differential. So, Deshaun, okay, this is the biggest question, one of the bigger questions of the slate. Like, what are we going to do? Is anybody going to fuck with Josh Gordon? And just because I loved Josh Gordon when he was there, I may give him a look. Deshaun Kaiser at 4.5. Don't really love that. But I absolutely love the Chargers defense. Chargers is a stack that I'm definitely going to be interested in with Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon, Keenan Allen, who is all the way priced up 8.3. But most certainly Hunter Henry at 4.7 is a tight end that I am going to be taking a look at. On the other side, like, see, if I was to stack the Chargers and I wanted to get a piece of the other side, I would just play Josh Gordon. You know what I mean? I would play Josh Gordon. And Corey Coleman, too, is in play for 4.3 as well. Corey Coleman is in play, too. Chris Marie says he's off Gordon. He's off Gordon. Next game we got is going to be the Los Angeles Rams going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Jared Goff, yes, give me some of that Goff. He's in play. I do like Todd Gurley at 8.2. Cooper Kupp at 6.4 is a little expensive, but I think he's playable. As is Sammy Watkins at 5.2. Josh Reynolds is the guy everybody's been talking about this week too, and I can definitely see. I can definitely see why people like him. I definitely can see that. On the other side, we got Blaine Gabbert at 4.7. Not really in love with anything. There's nobody I really want to play here on the Arizona side. Maybe some Larry Fitzgerald. Aside from that, there's really nobody that I want to play here. There's really not. Next game we got is going to be the Carolina Panthers going to New Orleans to take on the the Saints. It's football. So we got Cam Newton, who nobody's going to like. I like him. I can definitely play him at 6.8. We need to know what's going on with Christian McCaffrey, because if no McCaffrey, that's going to put a couple of running backs in play from the Carolina side. Let's get some news here on McCaffrey. Okay, he's on track to play. McCaffrey's shoulder is listed as questionable for Sunday's game in New Orleans, with Ron Rivera being optimistic the running back will play. Joe Peterson of the Charlotte Observer reported that. Cool. So give me some McCaffrey here. Devin Funches, the usual suspects. Greg Olsen is questionable. I wouldn't even play Olsen. He re-injured that foot in the last games. Not a big fan of his. On the other side, Kamara, the most expensive back on the slate, who I have absolutely no exposure to. I cannot pay 8.4 for a guy who is not even guaranteed to get the bulk of the touches here. Cannot do it. I don't even love Drew Brees in this spot, even though Drew Brees at home is supposed to be a thing. So I'm going to highlight him here. And if I had to pair him with anybody, it would most certainly be maybe some Michael Thomas at 6.9. Best I could do there. Yeah, he's expensive. Yo, Kamara is just too expensive. I just couldn't do it. And Ingram. I could see playing Ingram, even though this is one of the better run defenses in the league, which is why I wouldn't play him, or I'm not playing anybody here. I just don't see the need for it. I don't see the need to play Ingram. I really don't, because I don't think New Orleans can just run the ball against the Panthers. I don't see a need for it. I don't see a need to play any of these guys. They're priced up a lot. I don't see it, because I mean, for Kamara's price, you get a better back in a better matchup for $200 cheaper for Gurley. If you got, Mark Ingram, why pay for Mark Ingram? You can just pay all of it, pay up 300 more for Gurley, or you can pay down almost 2,000 or more than 2,000 for. If what you want to do is play a running back in a bad matchup, don't play Mark Ingram. Just play Devontae Freeman. You know what I'm saying? 8.4 for 14 touches is a bad idea. I can dig it. I can dig it. Next game we got is the last game on the slate, where my New York Football Giants, led by Geno Smith, will be running into Oakland to take on the Raiders here. Derek Carr, automatically a play that I do like. We've got no Crabtree, so we don't have to really guess and pick who's going to be. Excuse me, we have no is Amari Cooper out as well? Oh, man, this could be something. They just schooled the Panthers in Carolina a few weeks ago, though. Okay. Well, with Michael Crabtree set to serve a one-game suspension, Seth Roberts, Cordell Patterson, and Johnny Holton will replace the. Ooh, man, that's okay. Cool. Okay. So this is like screaming Jared Cook. Jared Cook is screaming Jared Cook. Seth Roberts. Yeah, Seth Roberts. They're gonna be the chop, bro. Yes, that's gonna be the chop. Kamara gets it done every week, plus points per catch. And since they might have trouble running, he's even more valuable. What you're doing is you're hoping on a home run. I would just play another back that's going to get the touches. You know what I'm saying? So we got Seth Roberts, we got Cook, and Derek Carr. I'm not a big fan of Marshawn Lynch or DeAndre Washington in that place. But yeah, that's the stack right there, bro. On the other side, who would I play, man? You look at Geno Smith, and you would look at, well, who is Geno probably going to throw to the most? Now, one thing, this is a pretty bad team against quarterbacks, and in my opinion, this is like the swing play. I think if you're not playing Geno Smith, you should be playing the Raiders defense, because that's taking a big stand. Lynch will get more opportunities for sure. And he's 4.82. He's pretty cheap. Right. So Darkwa should be in play at 4.6. Evan Ingram, of course, at 5.7. And I'm not playing Geno Smith. I can't do it. I have Lynch and Kamara. All right, cool. Well, what we did is we went in, built our initial player pool. We have a really great idea on the guys that we like, who we're going to be playing for the Sunday slate on DK. What we're going to do now is we're going to close the curtain, man, and go hit up the VIP. And we're going to build some lineups, man. Rock with the top 5 stacks, quarterback stacks that we do have. And we're going to build some lines and try to get to this money. So if you want to be a part of this, man, it's really simple. Go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com. That is how you rock in there. And yo, once you get in here, bro, we get straight to the money. We're going to build it up. So much love and respect to all of you out there on YouTube, man. Shout out. Come get with us in the VIP, man. Peace and love to you. This is the DFS Sweatshop, where we keep it real, we keep it honest, and we always keep it 300. Peace.